Let's begin! In Luna, a mysterious owl has damaged the moon, and it's your job to help a bird restore life back to it, piece by piece. The game requires 2 Move controllers to play, in VR, or it can be played in a non-VR mode with the DualShock controller. Each level is split up into 2 main sections. In the first part, the bird will sing, and then you have to copy the notes. You do this by colliding your hands with objects in the world. But unlike other puzzle games, where you must actually listen to the sounds and remember them, here each time the bird sings, the object you must hit is actually shown. This visual guidance makes these sections a breeze to get through, and will ensure that a younger audience has no issues with progressing. Once you have completed the sequence, you are transported to an area where you must align stars to form an image. When grabbing a star, the line that connects it shines and bends as you manipulate its position. It almost feels like you're playing with a spider's web, and you can flick it to produce a sound effect. Just like the sequence of notes, these puzzles are never too tough, even when a lot of stars are needed to be lined up, thanks to the positions and stars being colour coded. Even if you do get stuck, the positions simply become a quick process of elimination. When all of these stars are in their correct position, you must rotate the cluster until you can see the outline of the object. If the position is correct, the spider web-like lines will start to glow, and the actual object will magically form before your very eyes. Nearly all of these objects are scenery related, and they do actually serve a purpose too, which comes into play in the second section of each level. In these parts, your aim is to bring back life to the environment below you. You do this by placing vegetation down. You can resize each piece, bend its stem, change its colour, and rip it back out again to place it somewhere else. You really do feel like a god in these moments, and once you have placed enough scenery in each area, that part of the world springs back to life. Not only does it become more colourful, but a bit of wildlife can be seen roaming the land. Once the world has fully been given life to again, it's time to meet an animal. This zooms you down into the world, and it's quite cool to see the objects that you had placed previously as the scenery all around you, especially for trees that are now towering very high above you. After a short meeting between the bird and animal, a piece of the moon is restored, and you can return to the main hub area and enter a new level. The presentation when a level presents itself is pretty high quality. Each world is hidden inside a bulb-like shell, which is quite appropriate when you consider that you're bringing life to each of these locations. Not only does the game have some very nice effects throughout, but the animation on each of the animals is top-notch. The same can be said about the music. It's gentle, relaxing, and the narrator's voice comes across in the same manner.
Memories, like plants, began to awaken and grow, taking root in the wet soil.
Although you may want to turn the music down a little bit in the options menu, as it can be quite loud when compared with the voiceovers, whilst on its default settings. The only real issue that I had with an actual sound effect in the game is when you place down an object where it can't be placed. A sort of clang sound is heard as it collides with the scenery. It does sound a bit strange when compared to all the other gentle ambience you're hearing. You can have subtitles on if you want, but it's best experienced with them off, as they can get in the way of the beautiful scenery. They force your eyes upon them, instead of your gaze being able to admire the depth in each of the worlds below you. It took me just over an hour to beat the game, but you could rush through it a bit more quickly if you don't take your time with scenery placement when restoring each of the worlds. Once you've completed a level, you can choose to play either part of it again, which is handy if you miss any of the game's trophies. At the end of my playthrough though, I was only missing one, so cleanup wasn't much of a problem at all. It was worth doing too, as surprisingly, the game does come with a platinum. To achieve it, all you have to do is complete the game, place a lot of scenery objects, and poke everything that you think you might get a reaction from. It's absolutely one of the easiest PSVR platinums so far. This game is almost bordering an experience-like title. Sure, there is a lot of interaction and some very minor puzzle solving here, but because the game is very easy and it wants you to keep moving forward to hear the heartfelt story it has. It can certainly feel like an experience outing, even more so with its short runtime. I think the game is at a good length though, for what it set out to do, as towards the end, the two main sections of each level can start to get repetitive due to no major gameplay changes or increase in difficulty. If you're the creative type like me though, you will still get some enjoyment from being a god and shaping the world below you, and interaction wise, the game does it brilliantly. I really would love to see this mechanic explored more in the future. Overall, I think kids will love seeing the story play out right in front of their eyes, and will really enjoy messing around with the godlike powers. And for everyone else, it's a great piece of entertainment to wind down to. Its initial launch price is a bit steep, but this is certainly a case of quality over quantity.
Settling down for the evening, excited, exhausted, and alone. Or so it thought.
Luna once again proves that storytelling can really be enhanced with the use of VR. The visuals and mechanics make it quite different to anything we have seen before. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PSVR content.